Well, I'm glad that Venom at least answered the question we've all been asking ourselves since the trailer first came out. I now know exactly what a turd in the wind looks like.
Hey, yeah.
It looks like this movie.
Like a turd in the wind.
Venom is an origin movie for the Spider-Man anti-hero of the same name. I didn't think this was terrible.
Yeah.
It's just very, very, very disappointing.
Disappointing is definitely the word to use. The sense of humor is all off.
Like a turd.
The darkness is not quite right. Character interactions feel weird. The hokiness of the villains, it actually feels more like a DC film.
Like a turd.
Sorry, DC, but you made this bed, now lay in it. It's such a failure of a movie.
Yeah.
I'm sad that I have to say that, because I have always really liked Venom. I think he's a super cool character, whether it's in the comics or the cartoons. Always been this fascinating anti-hero type. I'm always drawn to that kind of character.
With this version of the character, they've removed pretty much all references to Spider-Man and the Spider-Man universe. I thought that it was going to bother me that they reworked his origin here, but it really didn't. Of course, Spider-Man is pretty integral to most versions of Venom. The symbiote starts off on Spider-Man with the Black Spider-Man, and, you know, we've all seen that already. Yeah. Eddie Brock is a journalist who the symbiote attaches itself to, and then as Venom, the two of them set out to stop the evil Life Foundation from doing evil stuff, and that's the movie. It's extremely predictable. Every plot point is telegraphed from a mile away. There's no surprises whatsoever.
Pacing's all off. They have so much on the front end. I checked my watch, 40 minutes into the movie is the first time that the Venom symbiote gets attached to Eddie Brock.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it's another 20 minutes before we actually see Venom proper. And then when Venom is there, he's in there for about like 10 minutes, like in full Venom form. The movie, I think, is 2 hours long. I could have certainly used more Venom in my Venom movie.
Spider-Man 3 depicted symbiotes more accurately to the source material than this movie did.
Take a second to think about that sentence.
How's that sound, Tiger?
In this movie, the symbiote isn't so much bringing out Eddie's worst impulses.
Eddie Brock isn't the same guy he once was. We call ourselves Venom.
It's basically just controlling all of the hosts.
Yeah.
As soon as Eddie gets the symbiote, his character no longer has any agency in the plot. At that point, Eddie himself just sort of functions as the symbiote's ride. You know, Eddie just looks lost and confused and scared throughout the whole movie. It's very frustrating.
We can do whatever we want. Do we have a deal?
The characters are all very one-dimensional. I didn't hate the performances, though, I guess.
I liked Tom Hardy. I think he's an excellent actor.
Oh, yeah.
He was really good in this. I liked how he was pretending to have this voice in his head, so I thought that was great. I didn't actually like any of the other actors. Dear Lord, that villain is...
Yeah, he was really bad.
Oh, so cheesy.
Human beings are disposable.
Like a turd.
You remember Nuclear Man from Superman?
I've never actually seen that movie.
Oh, better villain, I would say.
Okay. There is a brief period when Venom is just starting to get to know himself, or each other, the different aspects of himself. It starts to get kind of enjoyable, and there's this fun dynamic between Eddie and the symbiote.
Which kind of is written and reads like a rom-com between Eddie and Venom.
A little bit.
And I like that. I thought it was good.
But it takes way too long to get to that point. And then it doesn't last very long, and then the movie's over.
End of the day, that's the joy of the film, and if you're a fan of the comics, probably still a lot of bones to pick with those 20 minutes. The action scenes are just massive blurs, quick cuts, and I see why, because the CG is terrible.
Yeah.
It's like the 90s up in here.
It looked like a very low-budget film.
Yeah, it did.
The only effects in the movie are the symbiote effects, which are black goo, which is very, very easy to do.
And it was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. Like, I feel like they spent more on location. Sony Pictures is honestly a parasite feeding upon the host that is the Spider-Man universe.
It's an appropriate comparison. This isn't even the worst of Sony's Spider-Man movies, though. I was just really hoping that now, with their successful working relationship with Marvel, we'd start to see Sony kind of turn it around with their superhero movies. Spider-Man Homecoming last year was pretty awesome. The Spider-Verse movie coming out later this year looks really awesome. I suppose not, though. Maybe next time, if there is one, which I honestly hope there isn't, even though they sort of tease a sequel at the end of this movie. Not recommended at all from me.
Yeah. Wait until Netflix. Even if you are a passionate fan, hard pass. Hard pass.
Yeah, I don't know what Sony is doing.
Yeah.
Like, all I'm asking Sony to do is copy the homework off of Marvel. Like,
Yeah,
how hard
not
is that
DC.
to do?
They're cheating off the wrong kid in school.
Thank you very much for watching Bull Session. If you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe for more like it in the future, leave a comment down below letting us know what you thought of... There's some other videos up here on the screen you can check out if you would like to do that. Thanks very much once again for watching, and take care. Peace Machines next week, I promise.